Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. In this Tom's Take, I've got four basic AI models running. They all run well. I went through a whole lot of stuff about what kind of computers you need and GPUs versus CPUs. And anyway, I got them all working. But these were all trained some time ago, and they're not hooked to the internet. So if you ask it what's the news today, it'll either hallucinate and tell you something or other, or it'll guess. With the prompts that I've got in there, it tells me, I don't know, I can't search the internet. So if you're going to have your model hooked up where it has any information, you're going to have to hook it up to the internet. Now, it's not like just click a button and it's hooked up. We have things called APIs, Application Programming Interface, just translation from one thing to another. So you have an API if you wanted to talk to eBay, it's got one. If you want to talk to Google, it's got another. Some of these things are paid. Some of them you got to pay per use, or I don't know, a million uses is so much money, and some are free. Now, like Wikipedia, it's a free API. You can go in there and you can request an API. eBay's got a pretty complicated system where you have to sign up for a developer's account, and then this gives you a couple tokens and a username and some other stuff, and it'll give you one token, your master token, I don't know what they call it. This is good for like 18 months, and it generates another little code that's good for like 30 minutes of searching, because that's just the way eBay does it. So anyway, in order to get this API here, so your model can talk to the internet, if you want to look in a specific place, you have to have a specific API for that. If you want it to go to Google, you got to have one. If you want it to go to eBay, you got to have one. If you want it to go to free search is DuckDuckGo, and they got some pretty good stuff there. So it's not just one button is everything. You got to decide what you want to search, and once you decide what you got to search, then you have to tell it a format. Do you want it to put it just in text form? Do you want it to put it in a JSON file, a JSON file that the computer can read easily, but it's just a bunch of numbers to you? Or do you want links that you can copy and paste, or do you want clickable links? There's a whole lot that needs to go into your model in order to tell it not only where you want to look, but what you want to look for, and then the results. Now, getting the API is, I played with it for 3 days. Well, now I've got all my models will work on DuckDuckGo, Wikipedia, and eBay. Those are the things I use most, because I build a lot of cars and things like this, so eBay is great. I can find the prices of something and compare it. But anyway, these are APIs. Now I'm writing a white paper on AI MANRS. Now, a white paper is a thesis that's given out to the engineering community. People can read it. You can put them in books. You can do whatever you want, but it's basically a technical paper. And this is new ideas. Now, a lot of people are, how to build a website, or make you a multi function AI, or you have a manager AI that tells what the other AIs do, and one puts in a voice file, another one generates a video, and you have these collaborations of AIs, and each one has a specific task. Well, this is all fine and good. A lot of people have written papers on this, and in fact, this is, the cutting edge of the technology now, is having helpers all work together, so you're not having one AI do everything. Well, what I've come up with here is writing a paper. I just called it AI MANRS. Now, this is the in human relationships, this is the thing that smooths it. You're in one culture, you can't put anything on your head. In another culture, you better have a hat on, or nobody's going to listen to you. But these are little social customs that smooth human interaction. And if you got all the little customs right, and you're following the laws of communication, then you'll be understood, you'll be taken seriously. Now, if we look at computers, they've got manners too. We even call it a handshake. It comes from a human shaking hands. If you look back at the days of AOL and BBSs and dial-up modems and boing, 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 and you knew what speed you were connecting at. Well, now today, that's what one of these APIs really is. It's manners. See, if somebody's on the phone and says, "Just a minute, I'll get you Joe, the manager, and put you on hold," that's fine. It told you what it was going to do. It don't just bonk, cut you off, put you on hold. You hear music and you don't know who's coming. So we have human manners. Here, I'll put you on hold and you wait for Joe or whatever. Well, the same thing is going to have to be in AI models. Now, we got, I don't know, ChatGPT, it's a model, and it needs to talk to, I don't know, a Chinese TikTok computer. All right, so it puts in a call, but it doesn't tell it the right information. You see, it doesn't have the right handshake. It doesn't know that it's going to be getting Chinese characters or something. And so this whole white paper is on AI manners, and this is the communication protocols that not only have to be in place now, have an API. You can't talk to eBay unless it tells you this is the door and this is how do you unlock the door. You can't brute force the door. You can't whatever. It's not going to work. It's just going to fail. So these are manners. Now, they're protocols, machine protocols, that the machine has to follow. If it don't follow it, you get no results. So I've kind of termed this AI manners, and there'll be a good white paper come out on it. There's so many things, We're crossing international borders now. We got one computer talking to a computer on the other side of the world. Then we're going to have politics involved in it. We're going to have lawyers involved in it. What happens if AI goes and talks to a Chinese computer and it's not supposed to talk to a Chinese computer? All right? What do we do? Melt down the AI? Or we've got a whole nother system here. There's going to be some AI justice. And we're going to have like some kind of legal system among the AIs now. Not just among humans. Humans are not even counting. They're too slow. But once one system breaches another system in violation of policy, whose fault was it? Was it the AI? Was it hacked? Was it tricked? Was it a fault in its programming? How did this happen? It goes in and makes a fake video of a fat president or something, and oh, the whole world screams and hollers, oh, your AI got loose. No, the AI didn't get loose. Turns out it was some dude in a basement somewhere, in his mother's basement, and he's just seeing what he can do, and he hacked something and he tricked the AI into doing this. And okay, now whose fault was that? See, was this? It's obviously the hackers that did it, but there's some legal liabilities and ramifications in there. Okay, so it didn't do anything except turned on a red light when it shouldn't have turned on a red light, or it stole $10 million from something. So now we're going to have a whole manners system here that's going to have AI justice. This could be another court of AIs, and they decide that his programming was bad and it let a hacker in, and so it needs to be patched, or it needs to be retrained, or it just needs to be taken offline, or maybe its posting or privileges are revoked. And who was really responsible? Was it the developers of the AI? How legally liable are they for something that this AI did? So you're going to have a whole can of worms with lawyers and this and that debating over this and the human side of things. But we also have the AI side of things. Now, its justice is quick. It just 1 and 1 is 2, and result is take him offline or retrain or whatever, patch the hole, put him back online. Because now we're talking, maybe this is a big AI, maybe this is Google or something, and it's handling millions of users every hour. You can't just shut it down and say, okay, well, we need some time to fix it. No, because now you're losing millions and millions of dollars an hour, or I don't know, a lot of money. So you can't do that. You can't just shut it down, put it in jail for a week, and while you think about it. It's got to be done. It's got to be done fast. And there's going to be a whole legal branch here just on these matters. It had a handshake to the wrong guy, got the wrong information, made a big mistake, stock market crashed, everybody lost billions of dollars. Whose fault was it? So now this is going to find the source of this leak or this error, and it's going to point to Joe Blow in his mama's kitchen, and then there's going to be a whole nother legal system that's going to come into play of how liable is this guy because he's the one that did it. How liable is the guy that programmed it, left the back door open? You're going to have a whole community there just based on these AI manners. Then that's the purpose of this white paper, and I'll write it and I'll publish it, and you'll get a link on it. But this is in relation to this Tom's take, is that you got to have these APIs, these machine programming calls, to translate what you're asking and getting permission for it, and then send it back. I'll put another one. It's quite a deal just getting into eBay. I mean, I must spend a couple days just on that. But I'll make another Tom's take on that just for eBay. But today I want to kind of outline this white paper that I'm going to be writing called AI MANRS. And like I said, I've got 4 workable models. I tried some more with consumer computers. There's only so much you can do. But the problems that I'm running across to my little baby computer is going to be the same kind of problems that people are going to be running across in super mega $1,000,000, I don't know what ChatGPT said. I think they said they spent $8 million or $80 million just training the model, just training it. That's not, hosting it or tuning it or anything. That's just, the raw data that went in. And you've got this model, and I don't know what the income is, but it's a lot. And if it gets hacked or tricked or whatever, it makes a mistake, a bad mistake, it's billions of dollars. And this can't go grinding on in human courts. It's got to be settled. It's got to be settled fast, where microseconds is probably $1,000. I have no idea, but you can get the idea of something like this. And the same problems that you're going to have with your little models, with your manners and your handshakes and your protocols, and somebody hacking them or bypassing them, or there's a hole in them, there's going to be a whole nother legal thing there. There's going to be a mechanical side of how do you fix it. There's going to be a liability of leaving the gate open. Just because the guy comes in and steals all your stuff, is he responsible? Yeah, of course he is. But how about the guy that didn't lock the door? Well, yeah, he's going to be responsible too. So anyway, this is the subject of my next white paper. It's going to be called AI MANRS. And basically this is the handshake, and it'll cover things like APIs and future ramifications and stuff like this. So if you're interested in this kind of stuff, I'm going to be making more. I've got 5 whole books lined up here, and each one's going to be 200-300 pages. So it's going to take a while to get them all put together and written, but they're going to be very good. They're going to be full of a lot of ideas, and this is all based on real world stuff. This is an old man going out and buying some computers and trying to hook them up. And if I'm finding these problems here with my little computers, well, it's going to be the same problem somewhere else. And there's a lot of people smarter than me. A lot of people smarter. I'm not claiming I'm smart at all, but I was able to hook all this stuff up using AI, and AI is helping me with it. It's helping me with the white papers. ChatGPT is the one that is my go-to thing. I've tried all of them. Well, no, I don't know all of them. There's probably 100 of them out there, but I found what works for me, and now I'm running my own models, and my own models are, up to 13 billion parameters. They take a while. It takes me a couple minutes to get an answer, but it gives a really good answer. There's a Mixtral and a Mistral, two more chat-based GPTs, generative pre-trained, and anyway, I just want to tell you that this is what I'm getting into now. It's how do these models talk to each other? They just don't go hello, hello. It's hello, and they go, you didn't put it in capital letters, so you're out. So anyway, guys, hope you like this. Please like it and subscribe it, and leave me a comment. Tell me, what do you think? What do you think this thing is? Do you think I'm just spinning my wheels? Do you think you want to be an AI lawyer? Are you going to represent an AI? Are you going to represent the corporation that owns the AI? Are you going to be the liability specialist that says Who gets to pay what? Are you going to be on the judicial side and make sure that everything is all straight? Are you going to be the prosecution? You're going to be trying to sue the other company? Or, there's a whole giant field here. And trust me, it's coming. It's coming, and it's coming fast. And if you're a young guy and you got a little bit of smarts about you, you just start poking around in this field and you see it's wide open. They're just now getting them a good model. They have no idea whenever they declare war on each other what's going to happen. Yeah, well, that's all coming. And that's a part of the subject of these white papers and eventually my books. So, thanks a lot, guys. I hope this was informative, and hope you got something out of it. Thanks a lot. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.